I'm Kit Spencer, and I've been auditing the national ego. We've seen some bloated budgets, but today we're looking at a messianic deficit. Apparently, the president has picked a fight with Pope Leo XIV. It's hard to be the main character of the world when a guy in a white dress in Rome, the first American-born pope, by the way, is pointing out that your threat to end Iranian civilization is, and I quote, unacceptable. Leo calls for peace. The president calls him weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy. It's the first time in history a man who owns 3 gold-plated toilets has told the Vicar of Christ to focus on common sense. But then, we get the receipt. This AI-generated miracle worker was posted on Truth Social, and after the blasphemy bells started ringing, the president claimed, with a straight face, that he thought it was him as a doctor for the Red Cross. I've seen Red Cross workers. They usually wear sensible vests and carry clipboards. They don't typically manifest angelic paratroopers while wearing a first-century bedsheet. But here's the real audit. The president has decided he is the ultimate victim. Move over, Passion of the Christ. We've got the persecution of the Mar-a-Lago. He's being betrayed by the Vatican and martyred by the media. He's managed to convince himself that a subpoena is basically the same thing as a crown of thorns. But let's look at the margins on that martyrdom. Most martyrs end up with a stone slab. This one ended up with a multi-billion-dollar windfall. While he's playing the victim on Truth Social, his net worth has ballooned by billions because of the office. Between the foreign government bookings at his hotels and the stock pumps fueled by his own persecution narrative, he's the only man in history to turn a cross into a high-yield investment vehicle. It turns out, being the greatest victim in history has a remarkably high ROI. We see you up there, sir, making that pained, dramatic face for the cameras. It's a bold choice for a man who spent his executive time this morning tweeting that the Pope was illegitimately elected because he wouldn't sign off on the war. But honestly, get off the cross, Donald. Someone else needs the wood for the infrastructure bill. We're short on lumber, and your victim complex is taking up too much space in the budget. The math isn't mathing, and the theology is even worse. Keep your receipts. And for the love of everything, check the scripture before you post. The audit continues.
The ledger's open and the ink is spilled on a gilded promise that can't be fulfilled. Another billion for a jet with no wings, just the hollow sound that the corruption brings. They're eating lobster with a gold-plated fork while you're just praying that your paycheck doesn't talk. So light the embers for the coming receipt on the gilded guillotine.